Today on Business Success in 6 with Stacie, I have Aurora Edelbush here from Aurora's Apothecary in Appleton, Green Bay, Door County, and Morrison, Wisconsin. Thank you so much for jumping on.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. If you don't mind, I would love to learn more about Aurora's Apothecary, your locations, and just your business success. I mean, it starts small and it's just grown. So do you mind if we talk about it?
Yeah.
All
Uh,
right.
yeah, I started definitely small and I started doing farmers markets and events.
Okay.
So to try to get my product out there to the people.
Yeah, so when people ask you what Aurora's Apothecary does, how do you describe your business and what you do?
So we grow over 100 plants and we make over 200 products. Hand make them. We have certified labs and then we sell them in our retail locations. And that's what makes us a little different than a normal like health store or herb shop that you go into. A lot of those people buy kind of big name brand herbal remedies and stock their shelves with them. Whereas with us, it is all of our own products.
Okay. So how long ago did you start your business?
15 years ago is when I started making things and selling them kind of low key at the markets and stuff. And we've had retail brick and mortar locations for 7 years now.
Wow. So I'm gonna dig into this a little bit more because it's really neat. So what made you decide to start doing the brick and mortar and how did you start that first one?
Well, I live in an old general store in the middle of nowhere, but it was going to be the cutest herb shop ever. So I had my little herb shop there, but no one came out to see me. No one was going to travel 20, 30 minutes to go get herbs. So then I decided I really needed to bring my product to the people. So I started doing a lot of farmers markets and Renaissance fairs, big events. I was doing like 5 different events a week all over Wisconsin. So it was a lot of hauling, but I was young and it was okay at that time. Um, and then when I was a little bit older and all the hauling was starting to hurt. So that's when my husband said, hey, we should maybe think about opening up a real store in a bigger city and stop doing so many events.
That is so great. Congratulations on that. And from there, you continued to open up more stores because of the popularity. I'd love for you to share some of the most popular items that you do sell there, and just talk about the experience when you walk into the store, the apothecaries.
Well, each apothecary is different. So unlike the big box stores, which are kind of all the same when you go in them, each one of ours is different and each one has a little bit of a different flair to it. But atmosphere is a huge thing. When you come into our shop, we want you to feel calm and comfortable and like you're in a different world, and you can let your real world go at that time.
I like that.
And we sell a lot of different products. When you first come in, you're into the herbal area, and then if you go back farther into each store, then you hit our like metaphysical area. Our top sellers for our herbal stuff is our hibiscus mint tea because it's delicious. It has our homegrown stevia in it, and that's what makes it sweet. Everyone always asks, if I've added sugar to it. I'm like, nope, it's just our stevia. It's our tea for non-tea drinkers. My husband is not a tea drinker, and when we were starting to give out samples, and he's like, most teas taste like grass clippings. And he wanted something really flavorful. So we made the hibiscus mint tea and everyone loves it. Our other really good selling product is our super salve because it works so well. So we grow all 7 herbs that are in there. And I've been making it for a very, very long time. It works on like all skin conditions. So you can use it for everything.
Wow, that is
We have 4
awesome.
different sizes. So you can like start out with a sample and then you come back to a big one.
Totally. That will happen, I'm sure. That's so great. And so these apothecaries are really just about health in many different ways. So that kind of leads me into our next question. What is the biggest way you impact the community? Obviously, you're bringing health and great tasting teas. Do you want to expand upon how you impact several communities that you're in?
Yeah. So one way that we impact is so a lot of people, especially in our Green Bay location, which is kind of in a downtown area, a lot of people are just coming in off the street. They don't even really know what they're walking into. But all my employees are very educated, and so they're really good at telling you what you're looking at. Because when you come into an herb shop and you don't know anything, you don't know what you're looking at all. So they're really good at explaining things and walking you through your whole experience. And then we do all of our crystals and our incense and everything. So depending on what you come in with, what kind of problem, if you have a physical problem, we usually go for an herb. If you have like an emotional problem or some trauma base there, then we'll go for like our more metaphysical items and try to figure out what you need then.
Really, really cool. And I know you talked about you also have a book area as well, right? So if people want to get educated, can you tell me, do you have that at all the locations or one of the locations?
I do. I have it at all locations. So I have a lot of herb books. That's how I got started when I was into herbs. There was no computers, there was no elder herbalists around. So I read a lot of books. I have a huge collection. And when we started this, my husband's like, no one reads books anymore. I'm like, oh, no, herbalist reads books because we need reference books. We need to know what these plants are and what they do. So I'm huge into education for the public. In our Appleton store, we have a big classroom there. That's where we hold all our classes.
Wow.
So I've got herb books, and then I've got crystal books and meditation books, like everything you need to know.
So great. And I feel like our society is really starting to come back to those natural medicines and being mindful, the crystals and even reading. Like I see people reading books again. They're not on Kindles all the time, right? There's
Yep.
something important about that. So that's so many great ways that you impact the community. My next question for you is, what is one challenge that you have faced that other business owners could learn from?
One of our challenges, I mean, it's definitely hard to open a brick and mortar. There's a lot of easy, a lot of people have online businesses these days. But brick and mortar comes with, you have to have your employees, you have to pay all these bills that go along with it. So luckily my husband is the CFO of the company. He deals with all the financial stuff. So that takes a big stress off of me. But that is huge, running a business and having 20 employees. It's like having 20 kids that you have to kind of wrangle in every day
And you have to
make
support
sure.
them and make sure that you're consistent, right? So I think that's a big hurdle that a lot of people when they're just starting out in business, they're like, how do I get that next team member that's going to grow my business, but do it in a way that the business, the employee, and the owner can all thrive, right?
Yeah. It was hard for me to delegate out things. I had been running this business myself for, such a long time. And especially with herbs, I have 33 years of herbal experience, whereas someone new on my team is not going to have that. So it's hard for me to delegate out things, but I'm getting better at it.
That's great that you're getting better. That's something our coaches actually talk with our clients a lot is it's okay to let go of some of this stuff. They say the definition of a business is a commercial profitable entity that runs without you. And until you can delegate, it's not going to run without you. So you can go on vacation or take that walk or even do that meditation that we all need, right?
Yeah.
So, wonderful. So what does the future look like to you? You've got all these great locations. What's the future look like? And do you have an exit plan?
um, we're working on opening another location right now. Um,
Awesome.
if my husband had his way, we would have like 10 locations. If I have my way, my exit plan is I would like to retire in like 10 years. Um, so I guess down the road, I would like to sell the entire business. I'm not exactly sure how that will work. I don't know if anyone is interested in owning my empire.
I love it. I
But
love
I'd
that
like
you
to
call it an
retire.
empire and that you're thinking about that. That is important, even for employees to know, like what could the future look like? Oh, is there opportunity for me? So that's great that you're thinking about it and communicating with your husband, yet you're still growing and opening another place. So that's creating more wealth, so to speak, when you know, it costs money, but you're also creating that wealth. So that's really good that you're growing that way. My final question for you, Aurora, all subjects open, what inspires you most?
Um, I would say the beauty of nature is what really inspires me. I have been working, weekends my whole life, and for the last 2 years, I have managed to get weekends off. So I've been spending my weekends in Door County because we go up there and, give them their product and then have a couple days to ourselves. And just the nature up there and just being out there and being with the plants and being like by myself is just amazing. So
So inspiring, so healthy, and you're living what you're educating people on and offering them. So that's so beautiful as well. Thank you so much. Now, if somebody wants to connect with you and go to one of these shops or purchase online, what's the best way for them to get more information?
So our website has a lot on it. It's aurorasapothecary.com. We're on every social media. I'm not super techie, so I do have one of my younger people working for me, and they've been getting us on TikTok. But
Nice.
Facebook, I'm good on Facebook. So we've got a lot of information on Facebook, and then we do sell on our website and we sell on Etsy also.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your business, sharing your time, and getting people healthier and more educated. That's absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, thank you for having me on.
It's my pleasure. Take care.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.